Hey everyone, Matt here from Docs Running, and today we're going to do a review of the ASICS Metaspeed Edge Paris, or 3, or whatever you want to call it. So this is ASICS' newest super racing shoe that's coming to the market. It is a massive redo and upgrade from the prior Edge, the Edge Plus. Things have completely changed, all for the better, and I think ASICS has a really serious product here between this and the Sky. So let's talk about what this is, who this is going to work for, and some of the really interesting things about this. So the Edge Paris has been completely redone. They now have a full-length PIBA-based foam called Turbo Plus, and it very much feels and smells like PIBA. Somebody comment below, please tell me that I'm not nuts, that PIBAX has a smell. Totally new geometry. It's now a 5mm drop shoe, 39.5 in the heel, 34.5 in the forefoot, again for a 5mm drop, which I actually didn't notice until I was actually told that. So that was really, really interesting to me compared to the 8 in the previous version. Brand new upper. It is now the lightest, or one of the lightest, in addition to the speed, lightest super shoes on the market, coming in at 185 grams, or about 6.5 ounces for men's size 9, women's size 10.5 because universal sizing. My size 10 weighs in at 6.8 ounces, which compared to the Nike Vaporfly, which was previously the lightest one, the Vaporfly is 7.1 ounces. My size 10 in this shoe is 6.8. So quite a bit, like several, or not several, but a little bit lighter than that shoe, but it definitely feels like that. So completely different than prior Edges that were on the market. So the Edge Plus, in my mind, was better than the previous version, way better than the first Edge, which was the Edge Tokyo, or the original Edge. This feels like a true super shoe. I'm going to start with the foam here. The way the geometry is set up, we still have that more curved plate here, which for me, as someone who has kind of a very heavy heel strike and really rolls and toes off pretty hard with that kind of gait, really, really works well for me. So I prefer this over the Sky. I like the Sky, but the Edge is my shoe, the way it works with my mechanics. The Turbo Plus feels like a super foam. It's a slightly firmer PIBA that has a lot of bounce to it. It's been super fun to get some really fast workouts and things on this. I haven't gotten a chance to race because I'm a PhD student, I'm a professor, a new dad, and I've got 1,000 things going on. And my family and I keep getting sick every time a race is supposed to come up. But I did, and now have a 10:58 2-mile stroller time trial in this with Isabella. She slept the whole time. And this thing can move. It's super fun to move in. It rolls really, really nicely when you're moving really, really fast. When you're running slow, you don't really get a lot of the same benefits. Yeah, you can tell it's a super shoe, but it's when you start running quick, this starts rolling. It feels really, really good. I prefer this for is for kind of longer effort. So if I'm doing like a mile, like 2 miles and above in terms of race efforts, if I'm doing longer tempo runs, if I'm doing longer intervals, that's to me where this shoe really, really shines, because that really is where my mechanics can kind of become more natural and really start to roll really quickly. I know ASICS called this cadent versus stride, but I think if you're someone who kind of lands and really toes off really quick, and there's like this kind of motion through your foot, you're getting a lot of ankle motion, you're really rolling through, you're gonna like this because again, it has that really nice rolling ride. When I hit the heel, it compresses really nice, and I get that really nice PIBA bounce as it kind of pulls me forward. Again, because of that, the way the plate is helping direct that force. Again, plates aren't what make the shoes fast, but they can direct where things go and either work with or against you. And this one just works really, really well with me, and I really like that. From a stability standpoint, what's interesting is they've got a small sidewall here, and then the arch comes up somewhat high on the medial side in the midfoot. But outside of that, there's really no major sidewalls here. So outside of a little bit of midfoot guidance, there's not a ton there. So if you want something that does not bother you like that, this is gonna be great. I've taken this for some longer efforts, and luckily I haven't gotten too fatigued, but I'm not sure how it will go if I took it for like a marathon distance or something like that. I would definitely choose this over the Sky for that, but there's not a ton of stability methods there. So if you need a ton of that, that might be something you have to work on. Although I've been told that the lateral aspect is supposed to collapse a little bit more on this part of the sole, but I will continue to confirm that as I get more miles on. I've got about 20 miles so far. Durability is actually really good as per previous versions. A tiny bit of abrasion after that, but really nothing too major. Grip is great. ASICS grip is really good, and it's been good on wet road, especially. I've gotten a lot of rain recently in Southern California and had no grip issues. I would not take this on trail, even though I've taken prior versions, just because there's a lot of exposed foam here, and I wouldn't want to rip that up. But if you did, it probably wouldn't be the worst thing. But it's a little, again, the security is good for running forwards. I'm not sure with kind of how some of the narrowness of the midfoot if I would take that on trail again, which is what I've done in the past. Upper is also really, really different. Very light. You can see through it. It's incredible to put on foot. Not a lot of like stability in terms of like security turning, but going in a straight line is great. Very flexible heel counter. Those with heel issues or like Hagler deformities, this is going to be a great shoe for that because it doesn't bug you. The laces stay really secure. Tongue's very thin though, so if you want to get an optimized fit, you're going to have to really mess with the laces to get that. Once you do, you will totally forget this thing's on your feet. It is really nice. It's got just enough room. It's not too snug like some of the previous ones were. It fits true to size, and it's worked really, really well for me just with a little bit of stretch. So again, normal with socks are going to be great. I haven't tried the sockless because I don't want to stink this up, but it's just a really good shoe, and I'm really proud of ASICS. They have made such huge steps forward, and I think the Edge to me is the one that I prefer based on my mechanics. Other people might prefer the Sky, which check out a review of that one. We'll have both video and written really, really soon. But yeah, that's the Edge review. It's now the lightest super shoe on the market, and in my mind, this is actually now my favorite shoe and going to be my race of choice at the moment.